Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my new video where we are going to go over 5 reasons why I really think you guys need to keep an eye out for Pantheon. Now, I will be releasing a tip video for him when he goes live, but I really wanted to make a video on him because I just think that this is going to be an amazing champion for low elo players to take advantage of climbing. He's going to have a relatively simple kit that is going to be very exploitable and is going to have better scalings for the champion than the previous iteration. If you're new to my channel, my name is LowFit. I do educational content, do tips videos, guide videos. I also stream over on Twitch and Discord. I'll put the link in the description if you want to message me directly and ask me any questions. I try to be as interactive with you guys as possible. As kind of the benefits of a small channel, I'm really able to help out more people just because I'm not kind of flooded like some of the bigger guys are. So if you're curious about my experience, I peaked at Diamond 3, played mostly mid, top, and support. And the reason why I am doing this, I usually don't do these types of videos where I talk about it right on release, because a lot of the champions that have been released recently have been extremely difficult to execute. Kits that are going to take a little bit more introspection, like Zoe, like Nico, like Yumi, that were all really strong. But Pantheon is just going to be an amazing champion for mid, top, and jungle. In my opinion, his mid is going to be extremely strong with his R roaming, similar to what he was previously, and he might even see some play in the Avengers comp. If you don't know about it, it's kind of this weird niche Korean bot lane where they play Talia Pantheon, and it's kind of crazy with the roams and the all-ins they have. So let's go over the kit. It's going to be really nice and simple. I just want to give you guys a quick overview so you know exactly what to expect when you are jumping in to Pantheon. So his passive is going to be Mortal Will. After 5 basic attacks or ability cast, Pantheon's next ability, Q, W, or E, is empowered. So what this means is that he is going to be he's going to want to build up a little bit on the minion wave and then do an all-in. So they're kind of taking away his hyper poke style and then all-in. They're kind of changing it up a little bit. So we will see how it plays out, but I think he is going to be in a great spot. Next up, we have Q, Comet Spear, which is kind of a cool name, and I love the overall aesthetic of the champion and the just kind of his play style. I'm a really big fan of like ancient Rome and Greece, so this is right down my lane. So Pantheon strikes in a direction, damaging all enemies in a line. So this is a tap similar to the stab and the charge up with Pike, where you could just tap it if you just wanted quick damage. If you hold it, Pantheon throws his spear in a line. Now next up we have empowered. Enemy takes extra damages and are slowed. So giving a Pantheon on top of his stun is going to be insanely important. As you might remember when you were playing Pantheon, you kind of had your stun and then they could get away at any point if you didn't use your stun at the correct time and you didn't have enough damage. They weren't able to. So chaining your slow into your stun is going to provide you a lot bigger of a window to all in and just do extremely good work. Next up we have Shield Volt. Pantheon leaps to a target enemy, dealing damage and stunning them, and the empowered Pantheon's next basic attack hits 3 times, each at reduced damage. So what this means, that you might not know, that this is going to be really good for on hit. I think on hit is going to apply a bunch of times. This might be pretty good with like a red buff or like a red smite, or I don't know how crazy people want to build Pantheon, but maybe a Titanic, something like that is going to proc it a bunch. So I think that this is going to be just overall a lot stronger. Pretty much with every single ability outside of maybe the passive being a little bit different, I think it's just a straight upgrade for Pantheon. So if you're as excited about me, you jump on the PBE as soon as possible to play Pantheon, because I think he is just going to be overall a all-star. Next up we have E, Aegis Assault. Pantheon sets his shield in a direction, gaining invulnerability to damage from enemies in that direction and dealing damage continuously. The last hit is extra powerful and still activates if the E is cancelled early. Empowered, Aegis Assault lasts longer. So this is why I think that Pantheon is going to scale so much better than what he previously did. He used to just kind of rely on his block resets, so he was very susceptible to ability-based champions. But now, with an invulnerability, if you guys aren't aware, invulnerability frames are insane in League of Legends. For example, if you think of something like a Fizz E is just extremely good for solo queue. Obviously, when you get into higher elos, people know how to play against Fizz, but invulnerability frames are so important and can really give you a lot of outplay potential, and is also going to provide Pantheon quite a bit of skill, what do you call it? projection, skill, expression. There we go. That's the buzzword they always use when they're talking about champions. But yeah, I think that this is just going to be an overall great kit. And then the last one we have Grand Starfall. Pantheon leaps into the air and hurls back towards a target location, damaging enemies as he passes through. Immortal Will activates immediately when he lands. So what you can do is look, if you're doing an all-in and then you stun slow and then you maybe you want to ult them. I don't know what the length is going to be, but you are going to be able to reset your passive with this. So that is going to be extremely important to get a very big new ability. So overall, this kit is going to play out quite well. I think this is, he probably is still going to be an early and mid game lane bully, so he's probably going to be building lethality when he's ahead, and maybe with the new E, he is going to be able to go into some more bruiser heavy builds. We'll see how it goes. I'm always a big fan of off meta builds, so if there's any way to turn him into a bruiser with things like Steric, Titanic, and Triforce, I'm definitely going to try it. Let me know what you guys think of the champion down below. Those are just kind of my initial thoughts on him, and again, the reason I really want to make this video is because I think that new players are really going to see a lot of potential in this champion. They're going to go over some really base mechanics like, hey, this is kind of a line skill shot that you need to get used to. You need to get used to playing with CC and when to use it. And then also with an invulnerability frame is going to be huge. And then also why the number one thing that I think Pantheon is really going to help out new players is they're going to start understanding macro. When you play things like Gangplank, when you play things like Karthus, you really start looking around the map more for kills, and it overall increases your map awareness. So this R is going to just be great for that. If you're a person that struggles with macro, I think this is going to help a lot. Also, he seems like he's going to have a lane bully status, so he's going to be doing pretty well in early game. If you are one of those people that struggle with CSing, he is going to be a great champion because he's going to have high base AD, and you're going to be building AD, so you are able to CS at quite a good clip. Those are my just kind of my final thoughts. If you guys have any questions for me, I encourage you to hit me up in the comments down below or your thoughts, maybe your favorite skin. His base skin is actually pretty cool. I like it a lot, so we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, guys, take it easy.